Hello lovelies, I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Hannah and this is the place where I watch basically whatever I want. And yes, welcome back to the first album listen that I have for this month, or well, this batch of albums that I just recently released. So a couple days ago now, I don't remember exactly when, but I released my new album list that I would be getting to over the next month. And I released, I have 4 albums obviously. I always usually do that. So we had aespa, Savage, we had EXO's Exodus, we had Stacy's Statum and Stereotype because they were not big enough to do on their own, and then we have IZ*ONE's Heart Eyes. So that is what I'm going to be getting to over the month, but of course in the poll we had a winner, which was aespa's Savage. It's kind of crazy that I have basically stan them since debut. Like, I was there when Black Mamba was released and I really enjoyed it and I was so like hyped for it, and then of course sometimes I've not been able to fully be caught up. I had that whole like music video marathon that I did, and to be able to catch up, K-pop catch up, I did. And so I've not always been 100% caught up, but at the moment I am, of course. We got Dirty Work just a little bit ago, and I'm now excited to see something that I haven't experienced from aespa yet, which is B-sides. So today, like I said, we're watching and listening to the aespa Savage album. So we are going to be getting into 6 songs, I believe. One of them I already know, of course, Savage, but the rest of them are new to me, at least I believe it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, yes. So we are going to be watching, I have a couple of performances, and I have mostly, of course, lyric videos to all of the songs. So, to list this off real quick before we dive into this, we have Energy, we're going to get to lyrics, and then we're going to do a performance because I wanted to do a little bit more for this because I don't have as many songs as I usually would for an album listen, so I'm going to be doing a couple performances like I mentioned. So we're doing those 2, and then we're checking out the Savage Camerawork guide, which I believe is just like a performance, but I believe I already checked out a bunch of I've checked out a bunch of things regarding Savage before. And then we have I'll Make You Cry, YEPPI YEPPI, and Iconic. All of those I'm just going to be listening to the lyric videos. And then lastly, we have a Lucid Dream. This is one of the most, I think this is the most listened to B-side from this album, so I decided to have a performance alongside that. It is from the same, both of the performances that I have are from the same uploader, which is UHDK Concerts. So I'm going to be watching those 2 as well to have a little bit of fun with it. So that is the plan. I hope you guys are excited, and of course at the end of this video I'm going to give you my final rating from 1 to 5 stars, depending on how many songs I enjoyed and I would listen to again. So that is my plan. It's pretty early in the morning. It's like 10 a.m. right now, yes. So I know that I'm probably not going to be the top of my energy, but I'm going to try my best, and I'm hopefully going to be a little bit awakened by this. But anyway, sit back, relax, get something to drink, make sure you're comfortable, and let's dive into our first song, which is Energy. So without further ado, let's go. All right, lovely. So let's go into this, and we're starting off with our first song, which is Energy. So yeah, I cannot guarantee you that I've never heard any parts of any of these songs, of course, with some of them. And again, I think it's Lucid Dreams. It has like 100 million almost on Spotify. So I cannot guarantee that I've never heard it because, again, I liked them when they had debuted, and I like them at this point too. So I don't know. I don't think I have, but if I like notice anything and I'm like, okay, I think I've heard that before, I'll tell you, okay? And I buy Giselle, if you want to know that as well. But let us dive right into this and check it out. I think I'm going to be a little bit more, I don't know. I think I've noticed during album listens that I'm so like trigger happy to like go to the pause button. So I'm going to try my best to stay away from that unless there's something and I'm like, I need to speak about this right now. Otherwise I can save it till the end. Because I talk, and I do that quite a bit. Pause, warning, talk warning, reaction warning. That's just what I do. But let us dive into this. I'm so excited to hear some of my first ever aespa B-sides. Let's go!
Every day we get better to be good. Energy.
Uh-huh.
Every day getting harder. Be the one. Synergy.
Ooh.
멀리 날아가 톡 쏴. 매섭지 따끔하지.
Uh-huh.
난 포식자. 봐 아셔끔 뭐.
Ooh.
Who you think about? Too high. Who you think about? Fabulous. Who you think about? 불러 aespa. Every day we
This feels like an intro song for sure. For the first album, perfect. Synergy. Ooh. Now, obviously, aespa has these like very specific words that they always use. Like they talk about kwangja, they talk about navis. Obviously, we know navis, like, because at this point, very deep in the lore. You know what I mean? Like she's in there, but I'm not going to tell you guys that I know all about it. You know what I mean? Like, it does feel bad that I don't understand it that well, but I try my best, you know? Cosmo Zen. Of course, I'm a mentor. I cannot believe that this song is this old and it still has relevance, because I still hear that all the time. I wanted to talk about it when it actually came up, but that part is like part of like meme K-pop culture. Like, it always comes up in so many like edits that I see, in so many cracked videos. It's always Karina Rocket Puncher, Winter I'm a Mentor, Giselle got Santa Claus, Ning Ning ED Hacker, like every time. And it's so like ingrained in my brain at this point. So I was like, this beat sounds very familiar. I'm gonna see if it comes up here or not, and it does. So iconic. Woo! Winter, please! The vocals in this group, crazy. Woo! I did. Woo! 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 Energy. Sorry, I'm fixating on the pronunciations right now. Nope. No, it was the end. Damn, I forgot that this is what lyric videos do sometimes. They just insert a bunch of shit. So it just ends there? That was so sudden. I was not expecting that to be over. Yeah, the song's iconic. I definitely don't. I mean, there's some parts of this song where I really enjoyed it, like the high notes section where we had Winter Ning Ning like bursting out singing, like strong vocals. I really enjoyed that. And then obviously there's something to be said about Karina Rocket Puncher, Winter Memento, just like I said, it goes Ning Ning the Hacker. Like, there's something to be said about that, because it is truly so iconic. And I don't know why exactly, like, K-pop stan, like the K-pop internet space got so fixated on it, but I remember it then, and it still comes up 4 years later, and it's kind of crazy, but also really, really fun that it has such a hold on all of us, you know? But yeah, this feels like an intro song, of course, like a kind of, if this is your first time listening to aespa and you have no clue what their vibe is, then this is a very good introduction, because they have that strongness, they have the powerful vocals, and they have this like confidence about them that I feel like is very clear throughout basically all of their music. You know what I mean? So I think this is a good way to be like first introduced. Again, if you missed Black Mamba, you know? It's really, really like sudden, but it also like intrigues you and like captivates you a bit, you know? But what a start, what a start. I felt like I got punched in the face. But we're going to watch the performance of this as well. I'm really curious about how this is going to look like because I've never seen them perform live, I think, unless it is like an award show. I watched award shows. I have done that. But like from a concert, I don't know how they are, like how they do it during concerts. So I think that's going to be exciting. So let's dive right in and see what is up. Ooh, they're posing. Oh, I think this is the same concert as well from the other clip we're gonna see. So let's dive into this as well and check it out.
What's up, Tokyo now?
Woo! Wow.
Put your hands in the air.
Woo! I've seen the thumbnail. That hair is amazing on Winter.
Everybody hands in the air. Everybody hands in the air. Everybody hands up in the air. We are the aespa. Everybody hands in the air. Everybody hands in the air. Everybody hands up in the air. We are the aespa. Make it better.
Uh-huh.
Be good. Energy. Every
Woo!
day.
Girl.
Who you think about? Too high. Who you
Who you
think
think
about?
about?
Fabulous. Who you think
How you think about?
Every day.
I love that. I forgot to mention that too, and of course it makes sense because I'm watching this right now, but this song is a really good like intro to a concert as well because it has that energy and obviously that section. Put your hands in the air, like it's such a immediate strong start for a concert, and so it fits perfectly, you know what I mean?
Be good. Energy. Every day. Getting harder. Be the one. Synergy.
Woo!
느낌으로밖에 없어. 넌 코스모처럼 됐어.
Woo!
나비스 그녀가 우릴 여기 보내줬어. 가능한 rocket puncher. Winter, I'm a mentor. 지사가 Santa Claus. 링링 이리 해걸. 넌 알게 될수록
Yes! Woo!
거야 anyway. We gonna all make it happen.
I love the dancers.
거치고 사나워졌다고 해도 나를 지킬 거야. Tokyo, don't make some noise. Every day.
Woo!
Make it better to be good. Energy. Every day. Getting harder.
There we go.
Be the one. Synergy. Let's go. Every day.
Woo! There we go.
To be good.
Sorry, Queen, I forgot that you had that part there. My bad. My bad.
Synergy. Let's go. Every day. To be
Woo! Oh, we got levels to this. Let's go. Karina. Oof. Woo, woo. Yes, I love hearing that crowd. Thank you.
Every day, getting harder. Be the one. Synergy. Everybody, hands in the air. Everybody, hands in the air. Everybody, hands up in the
Ooh,
air.
the light sticks. Yes.
Every
Fire!
Everybody hands up in the air. We are the aespa.
The stage costumes are beautiful. Oh my god, is she Peppa Pig or Miss Piggy? I don't know which one it is, but anyway, sorry about that. I got distracted. Yeah, like I mentioned in the middle of that, this is a really good way to start a concert, but it seems like they had this, maybe they had another song to like start off and then they got into this. Either way, it's a strong and nice start to a concert, I would say. But yeah, I've talked about the song obviously earlier, but something I started to fixate on is that they say aespa, but then they say aenergy, which is really interesting because if y'all know, of course it's not like spelled together here, but obviously in a lot when they have like their logo and stuff, they're always written together, so they're kind of like the Norwegian which makes sense because they're aespa, so like that fits perfectly, but then it would still be energy. Ænergy? Yeah, I think that's how they said it. Anyway, though, I'm not here to, like, I'm not saying that it's like, oh, you should pronounce it correctly. That's not what I'm here to do, obviously. Like, most of the members are not fluent in English, so it's fine. But that being said, that's a thought I had that came up that I really, like, started to fixate on when I listened to this here. But, yeah, that little, like, I don't know if you'd call it a dance break, but Karina was going off. She was going strong. I mean, she is a dancer for a reason. She danced with Taemin for a reason, but she was going strong on this one. And yeah, mics were on, but I would hope so for a concert, of course. So yeah, that was our first song, Energy. Now we're going to move on to what we have next, Savage. So obviously, I've heard the song before. I watched the music video on this channel. I also did performances, I believe. Like I watched, they had like the performance or something that they called it something like that. So I've watched that before, but other than that, I have not checked out much else regarding Savage. But of course, I've listened to the song a lot. It came out 4 years ago, so I've heard it many times. But I'm still excited to see the performance because it is a really fun one, and also I will always be like a defender of this song because I've seen some people trash it. And I would just like to say that those people are boring. So let's dive into this though and check it out. So this is basically, I believe, like kind of SM's own version of like a studio tune performance. So anyway, let's dive right in. Because I've watched live performances and I've watched that performance that they did.
Oh my gosh. Don't you know I'm a savage?
Savage?
I'm a killer.
Damn, gotta turn this up. Woo! Okay, outfits. Ooh. Yes, yes. This hair color in Ning Ning is peak. Okay. I'm gonna turn this up a little bit. I'm gonna be honest. Didn't think I would need to, but that's later. I fixated on this part so hard. When I first like heard this, I was like, this is crazy. I think this is probably where the Giselle bias came from, honestly. I'm just like, whoa, what was that? But I also really enjoyed that, you know what I mean? I mean, it's literally called Camerawork Guide, but this is so crisp, and I'm loving that. Like, I need this for every single performance that I see, you know? Because, like, I've been seeing a lot of shit with, like, bad camera work recently, and I'm like, you still haven't learned, so, mwah. Just that transition, you know? And this every time. Woo! Oof. The way this is framed. Mwah. That too. That was also living in your mind rent free. If you saw this at the time, like, I hope we're not losing the ancient text. You know what I mean? And this shook up the world, I feel like, because I think personally I've gotten used to, like, shocking transitions, or, like, transitions that, like, completely change the genre of a song. I've gotten used to that, and I think I was definitely warming up to it at the time, but I remember being like, what? Like, I feel like it had been this song, and alongside with it, like, I'm thinking, and Mix particularly, but also just, like, in this time, like, 2020, 2021, this is when it was like, oh, it's actually possible to do this, and it's not, like, absolutely disorienting, you know? Like, it's different, but it works somehow. We love you. Oof. Get it. Bitch. Oof. She truly is, like, dancing diva. I love that about Winter. She'll just, like, stop up and just be like, it's time to sing y'all's ears off real quick. Just give me a moment. Same with anything. What? And that was kind of my first thought when I heard the song. Oh! That bop is so iconic. Like, I'm so happy that it became, like, not a staple for her. She definitely does have long hair sometimes too, but this is when it was like, okay, we get it, and we get you. Yeah, I feel like, obviously, I think I do have other aespa songs that I do prefer. Like I said, I'm an Armageddon Supernova type of type of person. Backtrack on that. Like, that is my bread and butter. That's, like, what I go to. And so I'm not saying that I didn't absolutely enjoy the song. Like, I definitely did. But now that they've come so far in their careers and we've seen how much they've developed and like how every single one of their songs, like every single title track, and I'll hold this so true. They have existed now for 5 years and they don't have a single bad title track. Korean ones, at least. I have not experienced all of the Japanese stuff yet, but out of their Korean like songs, they don't have a single bad title track. And I'll stand by that. And it's crazy. It's crazy to me how they're one of the only groups that I can really point to. It's them and Stray Kids that have that for me. And that's crazy. Crazy. But yeah, I enjoy the song a lot. I think it's so much fun. And like, I feel like it definitely is like kind of a time capsule into this era of K-pop where I was not new to it, but I feel like this is when I was starting to like delve into new things and experimenting a lot more, and a very good idea of me, because it's been a lot of fun, of course. So that was our first 2 songs, of course, only one that I didn't know before. So now we're gonna dive into I'll Make You Cry, which that sounds intense, so I'm not ready to see how hopefully I'm not hurt, but we're gonna find out, of course. So let's see what we have in store for our next B-side. I don't know why I got so nervous all of a sudden. I think it's because of this title. But anyway, let's dive right in.
Nana, you think you're cool. You think you're walking down my life like that. 넌 고민이 없어.
Okay, it's not that kind of make you cry. Lovely. Whoa! Ooh. I was a little bit nervous that it was gonna be like a very emotional song. And then I get this, which is basically my interpretation so far, is that they're like, boy, you think you're the shit? You're not even the fart, you know, like, Ice Spice. That's what I'm getting so far, and that makes me a lot more happy, because I would have been nervous. That intro was crazy, though. Is it okay if I start from the beginning? Would you guys hate me for that? I'm gonna do it.
Nana, you think you're cool. You think you're walking down my life like that. 넌 고민이 없어. I swear love makes you blind.
I'm not involved. That is so catchy. Holy shit. Turn it down a little bit. Bro. I can already see it before me, even though I wasn't here for this. I'm sure some people were like, what is this? But I'm like, this is so cool. Like, what? I just hope you girls know that I'm not involved in whatever this is, okay? This man, I'm assuming it's a man because it's always a man. Like, he ain't shit, okay? Like, the kind of game sounds coming in? The production on this is insane. That is so cool. That is so cool. They're kind of like continuing each other's sentences. Like I said, it's really like incredible to listen to because the production is so tight and like there's so much going on. But I'm loving all the different sounds too. Like I said, I feel like I heard like a more like bap, bap, like it's felt just like, you know, how a like game from the 90s, like the early Nintendo stuff, or like, yeah, I'm thinking of like the first Mario games, like those kinds of sounds I feel like are present here. And then we have kind of like a sound that sounds like when you're like you fail, similar with like the first Mario games when you would like die and it played that little like boo. It's really, really cool. And again, this when with them like finishing each other's sentences. And then doing it so differently from each other.
The game's over, and you just played on it. 가만히 숨만 쉬고 어울리지도 말고 방 안에 박혀 있어 난 그게 딱 어울려. It's over, lose forever. 널 이해 안 해. Your love was a lie, so hypnotized. 그게 미쳤었나 봐. 이리저리 널 걱정했지. So hard to make you believe and to feel what I'm feeling. Now cheer me up, 'cause now I'm sick and tired of it. She had to slow it over.
You know, this one, it kind of reminds me of like Pac-Man, that like waka waka waka. It kind of reminds me of that sound too, but also, what game is it that I played? I played a game with my brother all the time. It was called like Bubbleless, something like that. I feel like that also is so reminiscent of some of these sounds. These pre-chorus are so fun. Yes, please. I could talk about this so much. Again, they're singing it like differently. So the person who starts is like da 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 da, and then the person who continues is like more ba 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 ba, and it's such a nice contrast, and it works so well together. Wow. Don't look at me. Wow. Yes. Ooh, the ad-lib. Girl, this group is filled with so many, like, again, I talked about Winter and Ning Ning specifically, but also the other two are also just, like, on the verge all the time of busting into a note that makes you, like, shook to your core. Shut up. That was the end, right? Yeah. What? That made me feel kind of crazy. I don't know what to tell you. Like, again, I promise you girls, don't look at me. I'm not the one. I'm not the one. there's so many parts of this that I really, really liked. Like I mentioned, the game sounds, I really enjoyed the chorus and also the pre-chorus, the build up to that. These lyrics were fire. There's nothing that makes me happier in this world than, because again, I don't think I noticed any pronouns, but I just know it's about a man. Just by how this is written, like, come on. I just feel it in my heart. But I love this of just being like, you thought we were over and this was going to be like smooth for you? You thought you could just leave without like me making a scene? You were wishing for the impossible. You know what I mean? I love that because some people need to be put in their place. You know what I mean? If you treat somebody like shit and then like expect no consequences, then like you're out in space, my guy. Like you truly don't understand how the world works, and you need to get checked. And I 100% agree with that, of course. Again, do it within reason. Of course, there's some people where you have to be like, nah, maybe this isn't like. You still have to be able to differentiate and like not lash out at people just like for them, for any reason. But there are some people who need to get checked. And I think this guy was one of them, for sure. Again, I'm just saying guy, because that's the only thing that makes sense in my head. So, yeah, but, ooh, I love that. So strong and so, like, just, you know? I was a little bit nervous with this title, but then I was soothed and comforted by this. Ooh, but they really sang my ears off with this one. Like, yes, please, and thank you. So, that was I'll Make You Cry. Next, we have YEPPI YEPPI. Now, I've heard this title. I've seen this title. And it made me so curious because it's like, you know, I think you notice when things are different. And so I was like, okay, all of these songs make sense. And like, you know, I can tell either they are sort of similar to like real words or they're like sort of similar, obviously with like energy. But YEPPI YEPPI, I don't know what that means. So I'm very curious about that and to see like what the song is about, because I truly have absolutely no clue based on the title of this. I don't know. So it's going to be very, very interesting. So let's dive into our next song, which is YEPPI YEPPI. Oh, wrong button. Let's go. We got weird noises again. Loving it. Ooh! Wow. Wow. There is something. aespa always eats their instrumentals. And I hope they know that. Because the start of this was really cool. But then, like, as soon as it's starting also, like, evolving and adding new sounds to it, it became even more cool. Jammy. Ooh. What in the hell? That was such a transition that I was not expecting, but it sounds... So we went from like more of that like kind of electronic hip hop vibe into like dance pop from from 2016. Because I can imagine myself at like the discos that I had in like 5th grade being like, wee, to this song, like, because it just has that vibe in the instrumentation that's used here. Crazy. What? Once again, production is crazy and stacked. YEPPI, is it? I'm trying to figure out what the YEPPI means, and like if it is like an acronym or if it's like a combination of words. I don't know. But we went from like, again, like I said, electronic hip hop to dance house to cheerleader sounds. Like, it sounds like a cheerleader song with the way that it's made. With that cheering? With that cheering and the drum? Crazy. What? Uh-huh. They're using a lot of like small like words that like rhyme or sound similar to YEPPI. Like pretty, happy, what was it also? Just here now. It was Kemi. This song is what I would assume tripping on some type of drug feels like. Because I've never done it myself. I'm saying that on the internet, of course, with like how the YouTube verification system works now. I've not done that. But I'm still an adult, okay? But this feels so trippy, and I wasn't expecting that. But it makes sense. Because like, if you made a song called YEPPI YEPPI, what else would it sound like? It only makes sense that it's like this out of the box and weird, because the word YEPPI doesn't even exist. A little bit overstimulated, but it's okay. Okay, we're back to this chorus. Woo! It's also pretty, but it's also YEPPO. Kind of sounds like YEPPI. It's so cool.
Let's see your color. That's just true.
There's like 15 genres in this song alone. And we're back to this now. Got ta-ta, cha-cha. There's a lot of like that, like onomatopoeias in the song. Like words that kind of like mean what they sound like, if that makes sense. So it's like boom, pow, cha. Like, it's so cool. I thought we were done. This song feels like running a marathon and then like being told at the finish line, okay, so you have to run all the way back as well. And I'm just like, God. because the chorus has been the same throughout the song, and that's been like my only anchor to reality at this point, because I'm just like, how there's so many different, like I said, there's 15 genres of music in this song. It's nuts. The song is nuts. The giggle? Are you kidding me? God. What? Guys, this is my first video today. Like, I swear they planned on this. They planned this somehow. I got aespa on the draw, and then I was like, okay, let's start from the beginning. And then I get this. Like I said, though, this song is nuts. There's so much going on, like, instrumentation-wise, but also in the lyrics. Like, I feel like I couldn't tell you a meaning of the song. Like, they're pretty, and they are busy, and they shine bright like an aurora. That's what I've gotten so far. And I feel like maybe that is the case, but if you guys are like, no, actually, it means this very, like, deep and complicated thing, then I'd be like, good, because I did not catch it. Because, like I said, definitely a little bit overstimulated, just a little bit, but I don't really mind that from a song, as long as it's like, I never wanted to take out my headphones during this. That's like a no-no, but like, at the same time, I'm just like, my brain is always a step behind. I'm like on the section previous, like, I'm on the previous section while something new starts, and so it's like everything is clashing, and it kind of became just like a pile of mud at the end of it in my brain. And I love that pile of mud. Like, I'll pick it up and like love it, but it was also just like, whoa, you know what I mean? Again, the production. But I feel like we all, if you are by yourself, the production on their songs are crazy. Like, wow. That was like a lot, but I also really enjoyed it. So that was YEPPI YEPPI. Now we're gonna move on to our next song. Just a little quick check. Yes, we have Iconic, because of course. So yeah, we only have this song, and then we're gonna get into the last song, which is Lucid Dream, and then we are done with all the new music, which is kind of crazy because I'm so used to doing like 10 song long albums, and I'm like, it's already almost over? That's crazy. So let's dive into Iconic. I remember these photos really, really well, because I think I tried to draw Giselle at one point when she looked like this, because I thought these covers were so nice with the different colors for the backgrounds. Anyway, enough about that. Let's see what we have next. It's Iconic, and we're gonna see if it is iconic. Let's go. Once again, trust. We've reached the peak pots and pans music. Like, I definitely have felt it a little bit throughout the like other songs, but like, this is like, whoa. Because Savage is like a screwdriver song. Like, that is construction music. This is pots and pans right here. Like, I just got a bunch of pots in front of me, and I'm just doing this. I'm so intrigued by this already. Ooh, the voice effects in this feels almost a little bit like I'm I'm passed out and like I'm hearing something. You know how people say that like when people are in comas, they can hear stuff? Like that's kind of what I feel like, because I'm like, am I really? I don't feel like I'm alive right now. This is like weird, but in a good way. I mean, I think whenever I say weird, I always mean it in a good way, but still. Uh-huh. Whoa! It became a love song somewhere. I didn't know! I didn't know! I don't even know if I knew this was... I mean... I don't even know if I knew this was aespa, but I've definitely heard that. Wow, that was such a throwback. I was like, okay, this is so interesting. And then that came in and I was like, whoa, I've heard this before. Because this is also a song that, like, memers have used. Hold on. So iconic. Once again, lyrics that I cannot fully grasp right now. Oh my gosh, I'm getting so... I feel like I'm getting punched in the face with every new song that's coming in. Like, truly. Yeah, I mean, that chorus is iconic. And it is from the song Iconic. Like, I've heard it before. I told you. It's been everywhere. Still probably, I don't know. I don't think I was expecting it at all, though. Even though, like I said, I've heard it before. Well. Ooh. I love the deeper voice. Ooh. Yes. Woo. Once again, I feel like this song is not as like all over the place as YEPPI YEPPI was, but it's still like very different. So iconic. Ooh, this part. Ooh. All of a sudden, we've gone so soft. All of a sudden, how? Uh-huh. Let's go! quickly. What? What are you talking about? It's not over, right? Come on. Yeah, this song is iconic. I think, though, unfortunately, I think that honestly, the chorus is my least favorite part of the song. I don't know. I think it's just like, even though I hear it all the time and it's really fun, I feel like still compared to like the verses and the other parts of the song, I'm just like, they hit so much more and like speak much more to me. So I don't know. Even though like they say the chorus is iconic, I don't know. It just didn't like get me as much as I think I thought, because like usually I feel like over the whole I'm like a chorus person. Like sometimes there are certain songs where I like fixate on a certain part and I love that part the most and like even more than the chorus. But a lot of the times it is. But I feel like with this song, I just enjoyed the verses a lot more, as well as that like softer part, and also the, I don't know if it's the post chorus or the second part where they were doing that, or the now I'm not gonna be able to recreate it nicely. That part. Vroom, 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 vroom. I enjoy that one a lot as well. So I don't know. Maybe if you're like, that's a dumb opinion, then sorry. But that's just how I felt about it, I guess. I don't know. But it was still really, really good. What a song, for sure. But it's been true with all of these. The production on aespa's music is like so tight and like satisfying, and just like everything flows really well together still. But the parts can sound so different from each other. Like they don't feel like the same song if you listen to them separately. It's just so cool. So all props to them, obviously, but also the props to the girls, of course. So yeah, that was iconic. Now we are on to our last song, which is Lucid Dream. Now this one has the most streams out of all of the songs, except for obviously Savage. So that makes me really curious. And also, I feel like I've heard the most about this song too. It's this song in YEPPI YEPPI. Like everybody was talking about this when this album was released. And so I feel like that is a good thing. At least I hope so. So we are going to dive into this, and then, like I said, we're going to watch a performance of it. So let us see what is in store for Lucid Dream. Let's get it. Hi there.
무언가를 그리워한 느낌 의식과 꿈의 경계를 헤맨 것 같아 자욱한 단계 속에 너무도 달콤하게
Okay.
방향도 모르는 채 끝없이 거리는 꿈 Falling, calling, chasing 꿈인 걸
Definitely the most different from all of the songs so far, that's for sure. It feels a lot more like your more classic. Like I was getting a little bit of like an R&B vibe from it first. I was like, oh, is that what we're getting? Like a little bit more of like a slower vibe. And then we came in with that little bit more hard-hitting parts. But still, this is a lot more like chiller than a lot of the other songs have been. Because I feel like with the other songs, it's like I've been like dragged behind the motorcycle. And in this one, I'm just like, it's more like I'm sitting on it now. And I'm actually along with the ride instead of feeling like, whoa, what's going on? But hey, maybe because this is a lucid dream, it's going to change. Because that's kind of what lucid dreams are, you know? You can change them if you want to. Ooh! I wasn't really that off when I said it kind of has an R&B vibe for me. Like, it's not that heavy on that bass, really, but it's still, like, got that, and it's, like, kind of just, like, soothing and nice. I don't know. This feels like a perfect study song playlist for me. Ooh! Wow. Ooh, chills. Oh, the layering in this song too, and like the ad-libs we had in that little section right there. I really like that when you do it in a song, because again, it feels like so much of that genre of that, like whatever you kind of like make it a little bit. I don't know what it's called when it's like muted it a little bit, but like when you're making somebody's voice a little less clear of what they're saying, like doing that and having that little part. This is like my jam. This is what I love to listen to from non-K-pop artists. Ooh. I feel like I think earlier it was Ning Ning and now it's Winter, where again they're like putting a layer over top of it with the person, like the singer in front is a little bit more, of course, da 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 da, but that person that is like the back is like da 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 da, like up there, and it pairs so well together. I feel like soothed by this song in some weird reason, like for some strange reason it feels like soothing to me. Go back to it. Oof. Girl, I just can't stop loving you. I don't know what else to say. You drive me crazy. I get why so many people love this song, cause like, wow. I know you can't see it because I'm wearing like full length shirt and like full length pants because it's cold outside, it's raining, it's kind of sad. But I have chills like all over my body from this song. And those kind of chills that are like painful to me. Like it almost feels like it tightens my skin. Like obviously that's what chills do, but like it's so tightening that like it almost feels like I'm getting cramp. Like that's how much it is doing to my legs. And I'm trying to like soothe myself a little bit, but I don't think you're serious, girl. I'm just saying. I don't think you're serious. I really like these lyrics, though. I really do. I don't know. There's something about comparing love to dreams in this way that I really like. Wow. Wow, what an ending. Woo. One more time. Woo. What? What? I mean, I've never heard the song, so I don't really know what I was expecting from it, of course, but I definitely don't think it was that. Because like I said, it had quite, I feel like, a strong influence from R&B. And all the different parts and how they were singing this. Like, of course, there were some more high note parts. But for most of it, they were mostly just like, ba-da-da-da-da-da. Like, they were right down there with it. And like I said, this feels kind of like, even though it's about a dream and it's like kind of connecting that dream of how it's like to fall in love. You're constantly feeling like falling deeper and deeper, but also at the same time as you try to like get out of it. It's like quicksand, you know what I mean? It's like when you're trying to dig, it just like gets worse, you know? And I really like that part of it, but like I said, I don't know where I was going with that point. I know that I had something else to say with that point, but I don't remember what it was at the moment. But yeah, it almost feels like, because it had this theme and it had the sound, it kind of feels like it's a song I would fall asleep to. Like, I could probably put this into my, like, while I'm about to go to bed and then just, like, fall asleep to it. Because it's, like I said, even though it definitely wasn't, like, slow in any way, and it wasn't, like, there was still quite a bit happening in the instrumental itself, it felt comforting. Like, it felt calming to me. And I don't know if that's, like, universal experience, but for me, it just, like, I don't know. It just calmed me down a little bit. It made me feel soothed, you know? So, yeah, that was Lucid Dream. We're going to watch the performance as well to end off this listen. And then I'm going to take a little bit of a 5-hour probably. And then I'll be right back and tell you guys what I thought of the whole album. Even though it's looking very, very promising at the moment. So let us see this performance. I think it's going to be a little bit chiller, I think, probably, than we had with Energy, but we're going to see. So let's dive right in. I see you. I see you there. I think this is a different stadium, so... Oh yeah, it is, but... Or maybe? Not sure. Do you have tables? Wow. Ooh. Wow, that hair is incredible. Ooh. And this outfit change? Wow, they look so stunning. She literally looks like, is it Belle? No, it's not Belle. Who is it that's like the, no, who is it Belle? No, it's not Belle. Who is it? I don't remember. Why do I not remember the Disney princess in the blue dress? I don't know. Anyway, continue. She's Aurora. Ooh! Beautiful. Choreography! Tap love. Beautiful. I'm just looking at the makeup right now. I'm just so stunned by it. Woo. I love me a good chair choreography though. It doesn't happen that often, but when it does, it's always special. Let's go! Ooh, the dancers' outfits too.
Why am I so attached to you? Every time you leave me, I don't know what to do.
Woo!
I just can't stop loving you. I don't know what else to say. You drive me crazy.
Oh my goodness. All the ruffles on the dresses. Woo! Wow, that was so pretty. I mean, I was assuming that like because of how different like energy and whoops. Stop pressing that pause button, baby. I was thinking because of how different like the two of them are, I was like already pretty sure that they were going to be in like different sections of the concert, so that makes a lot of sense to me. But I really enjoyed how just like chill it was, because it makes sense, of course, with how the song is. So I felt like I was able to keep up with it, and I wasn't like, because in a lot of performances, I'm like, and of course, with aespa also being just 4 members, it's a little less like intense in that way, but sometimes it does feel like that. But I like it. It just felt like nice, and it complimented the song. And also, I feel like when they performed it, they made it a little bit more sexy than I thought it was, because of course R&B is like the sexy genre. That is true. But I don't know, I guess I didn't get it from the song that it kind of was supposed to be that way, but hey, they kind of made it like that, you know? I can't imagine what it's like being at a concert like this, though. Like, this venue is huge. Tokyo Dome is like nuts. So it's crazy to have like it's crazy to have such a stage for yourself, I'm sure, for them. But yeah, that was the entire Savage album. Thank you for joining me. Of course, this was a little bit of a shorter one than some of the other like album listens that I do, because albums can be so different. Sometimes they're like 5 and sometimes they're 14. So it's a little bit like, sorry about that. But I really did enjoy this though, and I hope you guys did too. And I hope it wasn't that noticeable that it is currently now 11. So a little after 11. But I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for joining me on this one, and I will be back next week with EXO's Exodus. But of course, before then, I'm going to give you my final rating of the album. So I'm going to do my little notes. I'm going to be listening to the songs back, and then I'm going to tell you how I felt. I'm very excited though to have this like first EXO album. Way too late, but I'm also excited for it. So anyway though, let's dive right into the outro, and I'll tell you how I felt. Let's go. Alright, lovelies, we are now here with the final rating. It is kind of crazy that I sometimes film videos, and then once I am done with them and check how long they are, I'm like, it did not feel that way. Like, this being almost an hour 20, that doesn't feel right to me. But hey, that's what it is, and that's why I love making long videos, is because just time floats by. But drumroll please. This got a 5-star. I feel like if you watched this all the way through and you didn't like skip, and you didn't like you didn't jump to this part immediately, then you might understand why I feel this way. Because every single song, even though I think there are sections of each song that are like, maybe not so much for me, because they were so different in like the songs itself, there were so many different things in each song. But overall, though, I feel like there was something that I feel like I could obsess over in each song. So that is why it ended up happening. So I'm going to show you a little bit why my little system here, of course. If you have watched any of my videos, you would know it. And hopefully that showed up on the screen. So I'm going to read off my comments and stuff that I kind of haven't talked about yet. So my first dive into their B-sides, and it was exactly what I wanted. Yeah, I feel like I always have known about them and people have talked about them, but I've never actually, of course, experienced them myself, so that makes me very happy that we have done that today. So many different vibes and genres, sometimes in the same song. Yeah, that's what I mentioned, because we had the R&B vibe, we had like more house, electronic, rap, rap is a genre of music, of course. It just had that, it had all of that, and sometimes in the same song. It's really, really cool. Fave songs were YEPPI YEPPI and Lucid Dream. After listening to them again, I do think that honestly, since I already spoke about Savage not being one of my favorite title tracks of theirs, even though it is really good, I think that both of these songs kind of top it for me. Yeah, like I enjoy listening to Savage, don't get me wrong, but both of them had just like something to them, you know? So yeah, excited for what's next. I believe that the next thing would be, of course, it's going to be a little bit, because I try not to repeat 2 months in a row doing the same artist, just so I am a little bit more spread out and I don't end up just doing one, like an artist multiple times in a row, you know? But I believe the next thing would probably be the next release, which is, oh my god, they're on so many playlists. That's not what I wanted to look at. Hold on. It's probably Illusion was there. Let me see here. It's My World? No, I've skipped over something there. Not Christmas. Not Dreams Come True. Illusion? No, that's also, sorry everybody. Oh, maybe it's a full length. Sorry about that. Girls, that's what we're getting into next, and that one is quite long, so that's going to be very exciting, although it has some earlier releases on there that I've already heard, but that is really, really cool. So anyway, though, that was all I had for this week's listen. Like I mentioned, I'm going to be here next week on Friday on YouTube, Thursday on Patreon, to get into EXO's Exodus. That one has a lot of songs, so that's definitely going to be a two-parter. So look out for that. I'm really excited for that too, because it's been a while since I listened to EXO. But anyway, I think that was all I wanted to say. So if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to my channel or go over to my Patreon and checking me out over there. Like I mentioned, I do early access on there, so you get videos a whole day earlier than YouTube. And I also do variety, and I do K-drama watches. So if that's something that interests you, go and check that out over there. And yeah, like this video if you like it, and if you have any requests, you can leave it down in the comments below, and hopefully I'll get to it one day. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope you have a great rest of your day. Free Palestine, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So yeah. Bye-bye.